Yeah. Ammo prices getting high, guys. Start buying now. I would even say that I like reading news where it's like crypto people are like dodging the IRS. I should start asking people ahead of time if they want to challenge, if they can challenge me to chess. That's my fuck up. I'm not good at the, what do you call it? I'm not good at the pre-deers doing stuff before. You know, like some people. You know, some people will sit there and like social media market themselves. I will not. Let's call people slurs. And not be fair and be angry. This guy's diamonds cooked. Anytime you see the diamond emojis, you're kind of cooking. He's doing something. He's doing a fancy move that I'm not aware of. Maybe a gay move. See, chess is based. But what's more based is playing Linux. Chess on Linux. I knew this was going to happen. I was going to be bamboozled. I saw the bamboozling in real time. So this will take out that, which I need to set myself up for success, so to speak. See, I knew what was going on. He thought he was cooking. Okay, But he was not cooking. I am the one who cooks. Or I don't. I'm going to get cooked myself. Okay, this. My problem is I'm not looking at the whole board. I'm just thinking. Chat. I should say balls. No. My clock is running out. Damn. Oh, he's gonna take my rook. Fuck. No, you're not. Checkmate, loser. He knows what he's doing now. He's trying to bait me, as they would say. I mean, if I take his queen, he takes my queen, and if I take his queen, it's over for that. It's a queen for queen. We can go bang for bang. Or I could do this. The power move. Well, I go up here. His queen has to take me. I take his queen back. Damn, I'm running out of time. I'm thinking too much. I need to be thinking of my moves ahead of time. You need to be 6 moves ahead. Damn. Check. Fuck. Checkmate. And no one was here to see it. Hell yeah. I mean, this is relatively an easy game, so. I mean, like, I'm facing possibly bots. So, or like people that maybe. Whatever, I got the checkmate. What up? Oh, what's going on, man? It's been a while. Based. Chess is not rigged. It definitely is. You just don't know it. Come on, man. It's like that's like the same people that says the NBA isn't rigged, or actually any sport. Woo! Fuck. This is great. It's an interesting picture. Damn it. Oh, wait, no. Sometimes people use cheating plugins or software to win. And chess. It's just rigged, man. Just accept it. Do I look retarded to you? Yeah, I was thinking about that one. Take that out, but I'd lose my queen. Oh, no. I wouldn't. Yeah. No, that wouldn't be a checkmate. Now, well, yeah, his queen's kind of stuck. Not particularly, but you should have moved the black bishop to attack the queen. Look, I'm retarded. I'm not. I'm not saying I'm good at chess. Okay. Play 4D chess with Trump. I don't know if he can. 4D chess equals 4D chess. I didn't even know 4D chess was like a real thing. Damn. Damn him. Damn him and his horses. Damn it. Oh. Hell yeah. I should have lost that one. Damn it. This motherfucker must think I'm retarded. This is a Nacho Bell Grande moment. I'm gonna lose this one. I can feel it. This guy's got 320. He's smurfed. He's smurfing his account. No, 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 no. Okay. Let's see. I kind of fucked myself. Damn it. Oopsies. Wow. What a moron. Could have taken that. I made an oopsie. Ooh, do. Oh, he's still locked in thinking. Take that out. Get that out. Queen. Checkmate. 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 Do. Oh, damn. I didn't even think about that. He's got 10 plus points. Damn it. Oopsies. Okay, I resign that one. I have made too many oopsie daisies. All right, I'm gonna grab more beer. And we're going to continue things that are definitely planted. All right. Anything new? All right. Privacy Laxus. The OPSEC Bible, a base place to learn. All right, beard acquired. So, how to anonymously access websites that block Tor exit nodes. In this tutorial, we're going to explain how it's possible to access websites that block Tor by showcasing how to run a VPN over Tor and to circumvent the blockage. This will implement the setup described here. Using Tor safely through Tor through a VPN or a VPN through Tor. The thing is, a lot of people say that like you should never use them together. There might be some truth to that, where the traffic is somewhat more unique. You are handing the trust to the VPN for the entry part of it. Like, they know you're using Tor and they know your IP address, like entry-wise. So you have to do it right. You got to make sure that you obtain Monero in, as quietly as possible. And you have to make sure you obtain your VPN provider quietly as possible. This is something that you should think about due to the fact that it's relatively a very important step in the operational security. The steps matter more than the steps matter more than the technical aspect of it, but it's probably good to know. Tor through a VPN if the ISP shouldn't know that you're using Tor. VPN through Tor if the destination server doesn't allow you to connect via Tor. This is just a simple technical overview of like how that works. And I think it's important to know that Tor has the Tor project has like their own guide on how it should be done anyways. BTC Burger Tent. That's awesome. So, using Tor safely through Tor through the VPN or through Tor. As we went over this comparison to Brock Clear, I'll briefly recap it. Maybe there's another. Maybe context matters. Here, but they'll do a TDLR still. VPNs can provide privacy from your ISP, but by using it, you are getting privacy from someone, most likely ISP, but the VPN provider. Can you see what you're doing? Can see what you're doing with the internet connections. In other words, you're just shifting the privacy problems from your ISP to the VPN provider. You are moving your trust from one centralized entity to another. This is true. This might hurt the people in the privacy space, but you are shifting the trust. You are shifting the burden from your ISP, who probably in some cases is worse than a VPN, but also with a VPN, it could be worse than your ISP. So you have to understand that you should pick and vet VPNs with a grain of salt. They're not magic bullets. They are a tool. They're a good tool for certain use cases, but you have to make sure that the VPN providers have been battle tested in court. They have a good track record of making sure that they do not disclose any identifiable information, or they don't even have a way to collect it in the first place. This is why Mullvad is relatively recommended amongst everyone, because they take strict measures into making sure that you as a person are less identifiable. So if law enforcement agencies come in and they're like, hey, this person was visiting, bigmommymilkers.com. How can we find this person? Bigmommymilkers.com is illegal because it's too fun and too cool. And remember, if it's too fun and too cool, the government doesn't like it and it doesn't want you to have access to it. So if you say do XYZ, then Mullvad or insert VPN here, they're like, hey, we don't really know who this person is. Have a nice day. That's the important part, is court battle tested subpoenas where they get subpoenaed from the government and then they're like, we don't have anything. And then the government's like, all right, whatever. And then move on. And relatively speaking, and maybe an easier way to explain it is that you should make sure that you can pay with Monero with said VPN provider to help delink any form of realistically any form of payment structure towards you, etc., etc. You should never buy Monero with a card or anything. Just use cash or Monero. That would be the easiest option. There is IVPN as well, who also accept Monero, and I think there's few other options out there. A random hacker in the EU ID verification app. EU is so retarded. Oh, a random hacked the... Yeah, and this is my argument against any form of ID verification where it's not legally required. If it's the government, whatever, it's just going to happen. But what's worse is when we get ID verification for applications that are probably worse with their security. The government's pretty bad, but why would I trust X with my ID? I don't think that and this is kind of a hot take, I don't think the computer should know my age at all. It's none of the computer's business. It's none of the hardware's business, and it's none of the software's business, especially if it's on my machine that I paid with my money. I bought my laptop with Monero. I run free and open source software. Free and open source software on it. So my age is none of their business at the end of the day. So ID verification is worse, obviously, because they have to store the ID somewhere. ID attestation, I think the signal word that I don't worry about it cucks are using, because they're protect the children. Of course, it's never to protect the children. But the problem is we're getting to the point where it's the beginning phases. If somebody ever wants to come back at a point of history in terms of documentation, The Patriot Act is a perfect example of this. It was to TSA, and all these arbitrary laws were what's up, brother? All these arbitrary laws were created to protect and counter terrorism. And when you look at the last 20 years in America, 20 years plus, that was the whole point of one of the big points of us going to over to Iraq and the Middle East in general and fight this war. But in reality, it was just, it was a pile of shit. And we were only supposed to be there for a limited time. Yet we spend, tens of millions of dollars, billions probably, maybe even more. 20 years over there, counterterrorism never really fucking happened. TSA does nothing. I've always said TSA has been a pile of shit and a waste of money. They just reauthorized FISA. I don't know what I don't know what FISA is, but so I'll have to look at that. And I'm not trying to make this political because I don't care. But this does relate to privacy, so that's where it bothers me. TSA has done nothing to stop counterterrorism. They're a waste of time. They're a waste of taxpayer dollars. I've always said they've been a waste of money. They kind of fuck up the whole flow of everything. Airports and security. Airports can just invest their money into security. Probably $1 trillion. 100. I mean, I'm just being conservative with it. But it's definitely, 20 years over there, and if you see the military budget, it's crazy. So, when you have stuff like that, when you have a checkpoint, you could just these airlines could just privatize it. They'll see the return on their investment. Oh, it's the warrantless spying. Oh, okay. I'll look that up. That's kind of interesting. I think that people should know that the step in the direction, sure, put age verification, but let pedophiles, rapists, and shit free. For real, yeah. Oh, for real. Yeah, for real. My problem is when it starts with age attestation at the hardware level and at the software level and whatever API they want to put in there. It starts there. It starts blatantly there. And then it becomes, well, this isn't enough because people can fake their age. Your software does not need... Look, parents need to be parents. They need to get involved in their kid's life. And they need to understand that it's their responsibility to know and not know what the kids do online. It's that simple. We have so many ways to monitor children with our own software on our own system at our own discretion. If you're a bad parent and your kid goes on websites that aren't appropriate for them, you need to correct it, not the internet. It's very simple to understand. You have ways to lock down. First off, you shouldn't get your kid a smartphone before a certain age. And even if they do, why are you being bullied into getting your kid unlimited access to the fucking internet? Where they can go anywhere. You need to set boundaries. You need to set up their accounts. Apple, if you have an iPhone, unfortunately, Apple has really good parental controls. And you have NextDNS. You have ways to really lock down their system. You could even just get them a fucking flip phone. And no one would, and if anyone shames you for it, drop kick them. Fight them in the streets. Because it's not their business what you do and do not give your child. If he gets bullied because he has a flip phone, then start beating the shit out of these kids. It's just, who gives a fuck? So it's not really a good look on America where we are starting age attestation at the software level because some autistic person in California was like, hey, this sounds like a good idea. This is how we stop the children from accessing Roblox and porn. Or, hear me out, crazy concept, monitor your children's activity online. Yourself. It's not that hard. Look, I get it. We have dual income houses now. People are fucking, people are going out on their limb to work husband works 8 jobs, wife works 15. They can afford a crackhead house. I get it. But you can monitor your kids from anywhere, virtually anywhere in the world. That software is data is so unlimited in America. You have no excuse. By the way, JD Vance is a retard. I mean, I could have told you that, but I think most politicians are retarded, so it's not really. You're right. You're talking to the wrong guy. I almost like zero. The fact that we haven't bipartisanly dropped all the files except for the victims, and I think that's an excuse, by the way. We haven't dropped all the Epstein files, and people aren't just saying release them, redact the victims, done. No questions needed. No extra crazy legal loophole. Redact the victims if you care, whatever. And really, even the victims are like, fucking release it, I don't care. I already got fucking molested. This isn't going to take it back, you know what I mean? And then take the people that are on that list and have proven to be involved in this, and I think we should bring back public hanging and hang these people in public. Because my tax dollars not only funded these fucking psychos, it angers me that this isn't a bipartisan agreement that people are like, oh no, what if the government collapses tomorrow? Let it. I don't care. This should be a simple thing that everyone unanimously agrees on. One of the most corrupt things that America... I mean, dude, we talk about... People cry about other corruption in other countries. You hear, like, these middle-aged, like, white people, and they're like... Another country has a dictator, and they like drugs, and they're doing it. They're bringing drugs to America. Yet you can't even get behind the idea that we did something objectively fucked up. It got covered up, and nothing changed. Like, suck my balls. It's insane. And we're not gonna ever. My personal opinion, nothing will happen. The files will never get fully released. I'll eat my words on it and be like, okay, I was wrong. Never will happen. The files will never get released. Nothing will happen. Simple. But it's going to start with age attestation. That's the point that I'm making. The Patriot Act was supposed to stop terrorism. Never did. The war on drugs was supposed to stop drugs. We have a fent problem. And the DEA is a waste of money. You know, if someone was like, you know, gun to my head and like abolish any 3-letter agency besides obviously the ATF because they fucking suck and they're useless, I would abolish the DEA in a heartbeat. I would get rid of the DEA overnight and I would lose 0 tears. If people want to smoke crack in the streets, let them. Not really that big of a deal to me. I don't care what people do in their spare time. I don't care what people do on the weekend, as long as they're, you know, paying their dues and going to work and not molesting children. You know, crazy concept. How is chess rigged? I'll tell you tomorrow. Same time though. Helps with parental construction. Oh, parallel construction. Look, I understand where people are coming from, that they want to protect children. The best way to protect children is to pretty much preach them the OPSEC Bible before they go online. Yeah, before they go to bed, instead of letting them watch Cocomelon, just have them get goaded and purple pilled on the OPSEC Bible. Instead of reading them Humpty Dumpty, you should read them Extreme Privacy by Michael Basil. And look, being a parent isn't this like very laxed, chill path. Like, you're a parent. It's complicated. You're raising a person. They have, their own animosity. They have their own free will. They have their own identity at some point. They'll eventually start listening to really bad music, like Nickelback Five Finger Death Punch, which is unfortunate, or Pantera. Pantera is terrible. Like, if you expose your kids to, I think exposing your kids to Pantera is just as bad as exposing them to, like, the uncensored internet, if not worse. So, like, there's so many things that, though, you can do as a parent, besides just having a conversation, like no access to the internet, get them a flip phone, get them a phone that has no internet, like put them on your account that just has talk and text. Like, people are like, oh, they can figure it out. They'll just do it at their friend's house. Well, they're going to do it anyways, and it's worse when they have 24 hours of unlimited access. That's worse. So just fucking, I don't know, just fucking figure it out. The government doesn't need to step in and monitor people that are not doing anything wrong. And they're going to take these IDs that they collect, and they're going to put them in a database. And these databases will, not if, will be compromised. And when they do, it's going to be a huge problem. And it's not going to be false. It's not going to be fixed at all. Wow, Slow Bear Digger doesn't like piracy. Pantera, but Skrillex is much worse. For real. But it's not an easy one-to-one. There's not an easy one-to-one solution. Everyone's gonna have different approaches. Skrillex is pretty bad. But how would Billy Bo Jenkins know? He's Turkish. We need a Skrillex versus Pantera rap battle for who gets their own. I would kill myself if I heard that. I'm not gonna even lie. You do? No, I don't delete comments unless they're. It's YouTube. I promise. You'd have to be saying some really fucking weird shit for me to delete your comment. Just re-commented it, or join the Discord and comment in the Discord chat, and I'll see it. Or XMPP or Element, your choice. I bridge them all. If your comment includes a string of Linux text or a link, YouTube will block it or delete it. It's very common. Yeah, you would have to be very, very spammy or very annoying for me to delete something. Or if there's might be a way. I said we should launch. Oh, that's probably why YouTube deleted it. For sure. I'm pretty anti-capital punishment in like most 99% of the cases because I don't think it solves a lot. But that there's the exception. No question, no, a very well no question, very agreed upon. Very agreed upon. No question. Yeah, let that happen. No sadness. Nothing will leave my soul, and I will not be unhappy if that happens. I would even say that most people, normal people at least, would agree with that. Back to Tor and VPNs, though. VPNs can provide a privacy from your ISP. This is something that we universally understand. Tor. The Tor network provides anonymity by routing your traffic through 3 random servers that are separated across the world. Who is listening through my microwave? NSA. Or maybe like, Philips Hue or whoever. Who makes microwaves? Can the Intel management still see what you are doing even if you use Tails? No. So, look, the Intel management system, it is a threat, but is it your threat? That's what you have to ask yourself. I have it neutered, but that was because it was an option when I bought my laptop. If it was still implied, I'm running BIOS, I shouldn't trust that anyways because there's no free and open source. It's not free and open source. And I really need to figure out like a way to do incoming rant. Is that even possible? Yeah. Yeah, incoming alert. Rant. You know what I mean? Oh man, what if that gets my channel dinged? Whatever. So Intel management system is a threat. Is it your threat? Is it a problem? Sure. Is it a tool though that's actually used in enterprise IT? Is it something that exists that actually can solve problems that you normally wouldn't be able to? Sure. What can you do about it? The real question is, if Intel management system is your threat, then you shouldn't be using you at that point should not use a computer until you get something like Coreboot, Dashero, Heads. I think Heads is it. But the real thing is, if you can't read the source code, just because it's open source, and I mean this like in the most gotcha question, if you can't read the source code, how do you know Coreboot or Dashero is safe? How do you know it hasn't been compromised? How do you know your hardware hasn't been compromised? And I'm just trying to be very devil advocate right now, because at the core, the core principle, you're saying like, I hate technology for sure. I love technology, but I get what you're saying. The thing is, if you don't yourself know, how can you trust the software just because it's open source? And most people will say, well, if it's open source, other people are looking at it, and that means other people are screaming into the void not to use it. That's not true. Polkit that had that vulnerability sitting there for 20 years. 20 years was a vulnerability. 20 years. You can go, it was an insanely long time. And then Notepad++ was getting updates. They didn't open source it, but it was very loved and trusted. very loved and trusted, and it was getting updates and it was malicious. That's the point. You don't know. Just because it's open source doesn't make it more secure. Just because it's not proprietary and it has a use doesn't mean that it can't be malicious, but it doesn't mean that it is your threat. If you're worrying about Intel management system, you don't use a computer, because you're going such a lower deep. You're going such a I have free and open source BIOS. My BIOS is open source. I use Coreboot. It's awesome. I love it. It's great. But at the end of the day, how do I know that my chip manufacturer, like the people that made my laptop, how do I know they didn't put a backdoor in it? You can't be paranoid about stuff that you don't know. It's a waste of time, and it takes away, in my opinion, from the stuff that you do know, that you can control, that you can change, that you can mitigate from, and that you can do something about. Intel Management System and AMD's PSP are tools that are used, that can be exploited. That's just how the internet works. Your microphone can be exploited. Your RAM can be exploited. Your PC can be exploited. Your mom can be exploited. Just kidding. Your webcam can be exploited. I mean, these things are just made by people. They're made by people where vulnerabilities are going to happen, and they're made by people that is where, it's such a silly thing to care about or even think about. Honestly, it's a silly thing to waste your time on. Is Intel Management System bad, and should you neuter it? Sure. If it's free, if it's an option to buy you buy a laptop, and they're like, we can disable Intel Management System. Awesome. Fucking do it. I mean, it's attack surface reduction. It's like removing your Bluetooth. It's like removing your microphone and your webcam, which my laptop, those things have been removed. But does that mean that my system's more secure? Not really. I mean, it depends. What do you mean by more secure? What is the premise of my claim? It's just something that you have to remove yourself from these schizophrenic takes and these things that don't improve your life or your privacy or your sanity. It's all things that you have to take accountable. Is it your threat? If it's not, don't worry about it. It's a waste of time. You're wasting your time on something that isn't a problem. So that's NRAN. That's my take on it. Intel Management System sucks, but it's something that I genuinely think that most of the people do not need to care about. If you can opt for a free and open source option, sure. For sure. 100%. Do it. Why wouldn't you? I mean, it'd be silly not to. That's my point. NRAM. So that is something that you have to take into account. Has Blue Sky been compromised? No, it's just the protocol is kind of ass. I use Blue Sky. I think it's cool. Look, I think Blue Sky is very cool. I want competition. I want protocols over platforms, but the protocol sucks. It's costly to run. It's not really decentralized. It's more decentralized than Twitter, I'll put it that way. It's slightly more decentralized than Mastodon. But Nostr is the only protocol. I don't know why people bring up, but it has no users. Well, what are you defending? You're defending staying on X? How do users accumulate? You check it out. You use it. It's literally simple. Use it. I mean, there was probably a small amount of people using MySpace at one point, and it fucking changed. Actually, I want to see something real quick before I continue on this. MySpace currently sometimes was an elegant open box. Yeah, Nostr is like MySpace. I would say Nostr has the energy of MySpace. It has the same energy because there is no algorithm. You can get an algorithm incorporated in MySpace in Nostr, but it's kind of more difficult because you're. I mean, I've went down the Nostr rabbit hole. Algorithms are possible in Nostr. It depends on how you implement it. Relays can do it, but it's not really a thing. No one cares. No one wants to do all that because your point is to discover something naturally and organically, and it's more enjoyable, and you're not stuck doom scrolling. Well, how does Nostr make money? Well, you don't. You can run relays, and people can pay you to use those relays, or you can run your own, or you can make it free. I pay for some relays to avoid spam. It's that simple. I don't see a lot of spam though. I get the only spam that I see. The only spam I see is like newsfeed, and it's like Bitcoin, some Bitcoin maxi stuff, but I would say it's very MySpace coded. If you want to use some Gen Z slang. So MySpace, I want to see how the growth happened. Launched August 1st of 2003, it was the first social network to reach a global audience and had a significant influence on technology, pop culture, and music. It also played a critical role in early growth of companies like YouTube and created a developer platform that launched companies such as Xigna, RockU, and Photobucket. I don't know what the fuck RockU is, guys. So if I got any old heads in the chat, what the hell was Xigna? Oh, it's owned by Take-Two. That's interesting. I don't know what RockU is. Oh, that was the RockU. Never mind. I know what RockU is. The RockU was the password dump. That's where like the RockU password dump comes from. Photobucket was crazy. Only in 2 years it got acquired by News Corporation. The crazy thing is MySpace. Facebook offered to get bought by MySpace, and they said no. It was bought by News Corporation. Let's see who owns that. For $580 million in June. This is always what happens. It gets bought out by shitty companies, and then it gets fucking driven into the ground. In June 2006, it surpassed Yahoo Mail, Google Search to become the most viewed site in the United States. During 2008 fiscal year, it generated $800 million revenue at its peak. How did it? I don't remember ads being placed on MySpace though. Could this be a core memory that I don't remember? Does anyone remember ads being placed on MySpace? Comment below. It generated 800 memory at its peak. MySpace had 115 million monthly visitors by that time. Recently, Facebook had about the same number of visitors, but somewhat more global users than MySpace. In 2009, Facebook surpassed MySpace in its number of visitors. Since then, the number of MySpace users has declined steadily, despite several redesigns. In 2019, MySpace had several million monthly visitors. In June of... Is MySpace even a thing? That's kind of hard. I don't remember ads though. That's I don't know. There is some Nostr social graphs like that you can look at that are kind of... It's hard because a lot of people anonymize themselves, and they're in nodes and relays. Well, relays can be ran by anyone. So my social graph on Nostr, I'm seeing about 34,000 users in my realm. but there's more. Tons of people that are like, not in a weird way, but a lot of people in China use it. People in China, people in Korea, they use these places because it's a protocol. When you have protocols, it's much harder to make it. Protocols are much more difficult. Protocols are much more difficult to block. And people can criticize Nostr for some very silly reasons. I don't really see a negative. Everyone brings up user growth. Well, no shit. I mean, it's only 5 years old. It's very young compared to some of the other social media giants. And someone brought up key rotation to me. I'm like, oh, there's a protocol that exists for key rotation, but why would you want that? It's not really, like, I just don't see the vision for wanting to revoke and do key rotation. If you protect your private key, you're kind of fine. I mean, like, you're good for life. And you want to be able to verify who you are. You don't want someone to just be able to do key rotation and, like, impersonate you. So there's some people talk about, like, oh, what if someone impersonates you on Nostr? Well, that happens in social media all the time. I mean, people make fan accounts and they get tens of thousands of views. This bots and like lying about who you are on the internet is very normal. What do I want to look up again? We got to read that. So in 2009, MySpace. Okay. Double Ratchet is a good algorithm. Changed my mind. I was going, how many people use Nostr? Oh, God damn it. It's kind of hard. It's hard to tell because it's a protocol. People use VPNs. A lot of people run their own relays. In my social graph in Iris, in the social graph of Iris is just a platform. Not a platform, but it's a place where a lot of people can connect to Nostr. There's about 34,000 users. Create a verification service from Nostr. You can. Public key, private key. It's based on public and private key cryptography. You don't need to even create one. It just exists. Not you, but someone. Nostr, I mean, I've verified my key ownership by paying for it. I paid for my username. I know what you mean. Double Ratchet is a good algorithm because Double Ratchet allows it to fail and have something below it to protect it. Yeah, Nostr is a way to you owning so when you get a pub key and a private key, you can pay for ownership by getting a username and attaching it to it. It's 100% doable. It's based off public-private key cryptography. It's no different than using PGP. You can prove your ownership of PGP. This is where the argument is like, well, why is there no key rotation, whatever? Why would you want that? Meta AI is cracked. Never used it. In June 2009, MySpace employs approximately 600 people. Oh, they employed 600 people. In June 2011, Specific Media Group and Justin Timberlake jointly purchased the company for $35 million. In 2016, it was announced that MySpace and its parent company had been purchased by Time Inc. On January 18, Time Inc. was in turn purchased by Meredith Corporation, and later that year, 2019, Meredith spun off MySpace as its original holding company and sold it to Viant Technologies. Why would you buy this? August 2003, several eUniversity employees with Friendster. Remember Friendster? Guys, do we have any Friendster users in the chat? Friendster's still around, I think. Friendster gang. Accounts saw potential in its social networking feed. In 2003, the several eUniversity employees with Friendster accounts saw potential in its social networking features. The group decided to mimic a more popular feature of the website within 10 days. The first version of MySpace was ready for launch implementing using Cold Fusion. Adobe Cold Fusion was a commercial rapid web application development computing platform in 1995 when Adobe wasn't a pile of shit and a subscription base. Cold Fusion was originally designed to make it easier to connect simple HTML pages to databases. By version 296, it became a full platform that included an IDE. Wow. Billy, you should go use Cold Fusion as your IDE. Your favorite IDE. I believe Tom from MySpace even... Tom from MySpace even said like the selling it was like the direction it went was pretty bad. I believe this motherfucker went to a farm anyways. Like he sold his portion and was like, all right, I'm out. Like the meme, like I'm gonna head out. The group decided to mimic popular features, Cold Fusion, a complete infrastructure of finance, human resource, and technical experts, bandwidth, and server capacity was available for the site. Oh, wow. The project was overseen by Brad Gebsen, University's founder, chairman, and CEO, who managed Chris DeWolf, MySpace starting CEO, and John Berman and Tom Anderson, MySpace starting president. And a team of programmers and resources provided by eUniversity. What the fuck is eUniversity? That's what I want to know. We all know Tom. You know what's funny? Everyone knows Tom, but no one knows the other people. Maybe I think it's because Tom was... I think because Tom was everyone's first friend. I believe that was it. And because Tom was everyone's first friend, everyone knew him. Was Tom even fucking a programmer? This asshole was just a copywriter? Is your relationship with Nostr official? Yeah. Man, this motherfucker is just a fucking copywriter. But Tom was based. He saw the future. Wow. Here's my answer. The first MySpace users, I2P base, true. This is kind of crazy, though. The first MySpace users were E-University employees. And held a contest to see who could sign up the most users. I don't know what the fuck E-University is. They're related to Fox. Man, it's really like only 6 fucking companies own something. What do I choose so loud? I don't know. It's my microphone, man. Blame my mic. I'm not even near my mic. Mic when I'm not eating, quiet. Mic when I am eating, loud. Does anyone watch like videos of people that like are leaving like YouTube or like dying or something? Or is that just me? Oh god, yeah, this title's changed like 36 times. I hope Vertasium gets fucking cooked on this one.
I'm here with MKBHD, and we're gonna try to steal $10,000 from his locked iPhone.
I really hope it doesn't work.
MKB's kind of like a fucking... He's kind of a loser. He's like a very shilly person, and I don't like him.
I'm gonna get you to put that phone down on top of this device.
Okay.
Just put it down there.
Just put it on like that. Alright.
I feel like I'm a bit of a magician, but I'm like, I haven't changed anything, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It's still locked.
It's locked.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
This is just a regular payment terminal. Nothing weird about that.
Genius.
We'll start with a little, like, maybe 100. No, maybe $5. Let's start something like
Five.
Let's start $5.
$5 great. Yeah, $5.
Do you think that we can take, like, will we be able to get this started?
I hope not, but I kind of feel like you will. Let's see.
So now I'm going to charge $5 on this device. Phone's still locked, right? Yep.
A little background secret. Little YouTube. It's called A/B testing. It's something that you can. A/B testing is something you can set up to. It helps determine if your your shit's like fucking good or not. I don't do. I think I did it in one video and it was annoying, and I just never did it again. It's kind of gay, actually.
I haven't done anything like a David Blaine. It's like the nerdiest David Blaine.
What I hate about this is they probably are oversimplifying it. Like they're making it look like this. Anyone can do this. This is easy, and it's not.
So,
I haven't watched this, but I just remember it being very gay.
What is happening on my phone? Approved. Whoa. Approved. So, okay. I heard something happen on my phone while you tapped this on this.
yes. We got a little receipt for you.
Credit. Verified on device. $5. So, I'm gonna check my phone.
MKB's worth like millions. Was he mad about $5?
$5 charge. And it's not stamped right now.
You have an iPhone? You should switch it out, man. You can get hacked. Look, if MKB can be hacked. The thing is, it's asking if secure. The title is kind of bullshit. Tap to pay is more secure. How it's implemented is more secure than putting your card into a machine. They're like, is tap to pay secure? Yes, it is secure. Spoiler alert, saved you 26 minutes and 14 seconds. 100%. Tap to pay is secure. It's actually more secure than putting your card in a terminal. It's been shown, it's been proven. It is a more secure platform and a more secure form of payment. But these retards are like, let's start getting to the fucking the clickbait. It's gay, and I hope people make fun of them. The specific combo you need to pull the hack off iPhone is iPhone plus Visa. I'm not sure. I made an video with him talking to Donald Trump with his pants on his head. That's kind of fun.
So that's concerning. Oh, so my phone had to be on this thing.
Yes.
Did it have to be on this thing? Or like near it, I guess?
So the way, well, I can explain how it works, but maybe before that, $5 is not very much.
Yeah.
Do we want to try upping it a bit?
This is so gay. This is honestly the gayest thing. It doesn't. No one's gonna learn anything from this kind of sloppy type of writing. It's honestly, it doesn't change any of the, like, if anyone ever sees this and they're like, not everybody, you're just jealous. You're wrong. Not FBI honey plan. You're just jealous and you're wrong and it's gay. No, nobody's learning anything from this. Nobody cares. And I hope everyone makes fun of them, because Vertasium used to be a really good channel where you would learn stuff and it wouldn't make this sloppy gay shit where they're oversimplifying something that's probably very complex. And when you actually look at like how Tap to Pay works, it's better than someone sticking their credit card into a skimmer where it will extract your money and you will be fucked. And if they get to the end and they're like, it's actually safe, fuck you. You wasted 20 minutes of people's time.
Enter a slightly larger amount.
Careful. Careful. That's a lot of zip.
Man, this asshole's acting like $10,000 is like hurting him. That's so like out of touch and cringe.
Gross. Careful with that. Oh my god. Okay.
Do you even think it's possible, firstly? $10,000.
I mean, the limit on the card is above that. I don't know if Apple Pay will let you do that.
Yeah, I think someone has pointed out like they did oversimplify the RSA video. Like it was way more complex. AI will make us live forever, kind of. And the problem with this is he's like, it's a little bit over it. It's like, dude, fuck you. You're just an out of touch person. MKB is like very Linus. He's like Linus Tech Tips version of money, and it's also a credit card. This is like for people that don't own a credit card. It's not your money; it's your credit card's money. They're going to do a backflip to get that back. If you're a normal person and you come across this video and you've made it this far, you can just put a limit and lock your card, which you should. No, they explain RSA but oversimplify in the tap to pay video. I watched the whole thing. They oversimplified. No, they explained RSA but oversimplified in the tap to pay video.
The question is also, are you used to spending this amount of money on this card?
Not from my phone. That's like a big screen activity. Like,
Why is that a big screen activity? Like, why does it matter where it comes from? It's still $10,000. That's not your money. It's a credit card. That's how credit cards work. Like, why does it matter that you're making a $10,000 purchase with your credit card or your tap to phone? Who cares? It's the same concept. It's still $10,000 and it's not your money.
$10,000 purchase, so I gotta be checking everything. So, yeah, no, this would be unusual.
Let's see it. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again.
What do you mean it would be unusual? If you go into a place and like buy a car and you're like, hey, do you guys accept card? And it costs $10,000, you're not gonna be like, well, I gotta see every. A is currently giving my phone cancer. Probably.
Yeah. We're just all we gotta do again. Put your phone locked on this device.
Locked on that device.
Yes, exactly. And set the script again.
I hope someone shames them in the comments.
Yeah.
I hate this man now. I'm no longer a Vertasium or like MBK enjoyer. People had to wait for this, by the way.
Green, approved.
God, this is so cringe. This is a cringy thing to do. Be like, you theoretically took $10,000 from my credit card.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that back. For sure, I'm gonna need that back. But also, did that just, yeah, wow. It worked.
$10,000.
Alright, I believe you. I definitely believe you. How do we get this back? We do like a little Venmo or
You know, if we give it back, then
transaction? I don't even know. Do I call my company? That's crazy.
Exactly. You can keep this if you wanna
Yeah.
get it framed.
I get a receipt of the damage. I never unlock.
Someone made a video about private equity destroying some channels, including... Yeah, I saw that. But this is such a sloppy way of running your channel because... Yeah, he played that yesterday. But this is such a sloppy way of like running your channel, and it makes people like think that this is like cool. It's possible, but you're doing it in an oversimplified way, and you're doing it in a way that is probably. I haven't seen the whole video, so we'll have to continue.
I never put in the password. I never did what I would normally do to verify.
But doing it with someone who clearly makes a boatload of money, and they're forgetting the part where it's a fucking credit card. A credit card is not your money. This would be the best case scenario. I'm not saying it's good, because then you got to go fucking be like, hey, tell your credit card, be like, hey, I didn't make that purchase. But it's not your money. This isn't draining your account.
Verify a transaction on my phone. It just happened to be my top of that.
So how did we do it? Well, we teamed up with two cybersecurity experts, Professors Ioana Borenu and Tom Chovia, and we went to visit them at the University of Surrey, where they ran us through a unique hack that they developed.
I'm already like, I don't believe these people. First off, woman. Second off, his name is Tom. I don't trust people named Tom or women.
And we went to visit them at the university.
And they're at a university, even more sus.
Of Surrey, where they ran us through a unique hack that they developed to to bypass a phone's lock screen and then to drain funds from inside its mobile wallet.
Without unlocking my phone is the real magic part. That's crazy.
And the craziest thing of all is that this hack was made public back in 2021. So people have known that it's possible to take money from locked phones in this way for 5 years.
So what kind of amounts does this?
The only limit is how much someone has in their bank account.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yet the loophole still hasn't been fixed.
God, what a loser. For real. We need a part 2 where MKB actually disputes a charge and Visa tells him to kick rocks. Best MasterCard ad ever. The last time I was this close to video wasn't owned by a private equity yet. No techno. Yeah. But there's no technology is unhackable. We know this. But there are exploits that they're like they definitely make where it's like this exists and this is a real thing and it's probably not. And if it's completely fixable, then yeah, sure, for sure. Like I haven't watched the whole video, so I'm.
So how does it work? Well, whenever you use Tap to Pay, your phone and the reader exchange information about the transaction.
Correct.
But they send this information through the air, right?
So Apple does it slightly different than Android. Apple is supposed to make a card on the fly. This is from when they make a card on the fly. Windows is cancer for real. And then when they make that card on the fly, it's supposed to be immediately destroyed. Android, I think Google takes it, makes it, it stores it for a period of time, and then it kills it. Rip Bozo.
A shared
Sure.
magnetic field.
Rip Bozo is pretty funny. It's actually a funny phrase. It should be brought. More people should say it.
So we can intercept the communication and alter it. All we need to do is to insert our own devices in between the phone and the reader. First, we tap Marquez's phone against this. It's an NFC device called the Proxmark. In Marquez's phone, the Proxmark looks like a typical card reader, so it happily sends over its transaction data. That Proxmark then sends that data straight to our laptop, where we run a Python script to modify it. Next, the laptop sends the data to our Vertiphone, which I tap on the actual card reader. To the reader, my phone looks just like Marquez's. So both Marquez's phone and the card reader think they're talking directly to each other, when in fact all their communication goes through our series of devices. This is a classic man-in-the-middle attack.
The Postmark is pretty cool and pretty base, by the way. I kind of want to get one, just in general.
Now, getting in the middle to intercept the data is actually the easy part. The hard part is what you need to do to that data to trick the phone and the reader into authorizing the transaction. See, to actually steal money using this attack, you have to get past 3 layers of defense on both systems. And to do that, we have to tell 3 lies. 2 to the phone and 1 to the reader. So the first layer of defense is the simplest. The phone is locked. In an ordinary transaction, you have to unlock your phone to pay. But this is no ordinary transaction. So, you know, if you ever go to the subway, there's a feature that Apple's created where, you know, when you walk through, they don't want a bunch of people lining up and, you know, having to unlock their face, and, you know, maybe they're wearing a coat and glasses and stuff.
Express transit mode.
Apple introduced Express Transit Mode in 2019. Let you make transit transactions without having to unlock your phone. Wait,
Yo! What a stupid idea, Apple.
the way this works is that the payment terminals on the subway or on the bus broadcast a message that identifies them as a transit terminal. Then when you tap your phone to
Guys, does this happen on Android?
pay, it looks for whatever card is in the transit slot of its mobile wallet, and it pays without needing to unlock. This is super convenient, but we can also abuse it.
We found out how this worked by going to London Underground with our laptops and our equipment.
He's British and I don't trust him.
scanning the signals and seeing what the gate was sent to, which unlocked.
Think back to such a transaction. Now, the important part of this message for us is this bit.
Where's the 5x speed?
An authentic transit transaction would have a 1 right here. This tells the phone that the reader may be offline, like if it's underground on the subway, in which case the phone would need to send an extra layer of authentication. So when Marquez's phone receives the transaction request from what it thinks is a transit reader, it's going to be expecting that value to be set to 1. But in reality, the device sending the request is our retail reader, and this reader is online, which means that that bit is currently set to 0. Therefore, to trick the phone into accepting the transaction, we intercept the message from the reader, pass it through our computer, and we change that 0 to a 1. So by the time the message gets to Marquez's phone,
Another reason to hate Python, guys. Later, Bill.
it looks like a transit transaction. As this communicates through our computer, we're convincing the phone that it is in fact talking to a transit terminal. But now there's a second line of defense we need to break. With this first lie, we bypass the need to unlock the phone, and we can now trick it into making small payments of a few dollars, kind of you'd expect on the subway. But if we suddenly went and asked the phone for $10,000, well, its guard would go way back up. After all, it's pretty unusual for a transit reader to ask for such a large amount of money. So this activates a second layer of defense, customer verification. On contactless payments like this, there are 2 categories of transaction. You got high value and low value. Any transaction that's classified as high value requires additional verification from the customer.
Yeah, generally they'll also do deposit transaction, like verification. They'll drop a deposit into your account to prove that hey, there's money in here. It's a real account. That's another form of verification if you've ever done it. It's pretty common. It's pretty annoying actually. I hate it. But plenty of banking institutions do it.
Customer. For example, in the UK, most banks require a PIN or fingerprint or facial verification and get the numerical value of $10,000. Look, the reason for this is that the boundary between high
Guys, if we just put $9,999.99, we're okay.
and low value varies from country to country. And of course, different countries operate in different currencies. So a simple label allows the flexibility to deal with these variations, and it allows the limits to be changed without the bank.
Did you see articles that say Windows April Fool's prank is locking people out of the Windows PC because of Windows Hello? No, I did not. That's a crazy thing to do. I mean, the real prank is the fact that you use Windows. That's the real joke, and you continue to use it.
Needs needed to issue new cards. All we need to do is intercept the message from the reader, flip that bit to a 0, and then the phone will believe that this transaction is low value, even though it's for $10,000. Then, when the phone receives our request for a $10,000 transaction, it doesn't ask for customer verification. It just goes ahead and authorizes the transaction. Now, you might be asking, why is this data so easy to tamper with? We'll get to that in just a minute, but we have one final security check to overcome. See, with these first 2 lies, we bypassed unlocking the phone, and then tricked it into making a high-value transaction without asking for verification. So the phone is fully convinced, and it's ready to make the payment. But we still need to convince the reader that the transaction is valid. And this is where our third lie comes in. When Marquez's phone replies, it says it's approved the $10,000 transaction, but it also says that it hasn't asked for customer verification.
Well, what an approval. But what you should approve is commenting below your favorite security gadget, as you should, because I have now consumed too many beers in an hour and 40 minutes, and I am ready to tell everyone and YouTube, so that they know I'm a real person, that you should all have a good night. And to make sure that YouTube knows that I love all their policies and I hate nothing about them, you should also tell me your favorite movie below. If you don't, 10,000 years of bad luck. And also, I gotta go to the rainforest and fight a bear.